It's Madden NFL 24 on EA Sports, and we'll be watching the Oilers' leader at quarterback. He's your top dog in the league this season, ranking first in passing yards. It's the Oilers and the Vikings under the lights on Sunday night.
As this crowd rolled into U.S. Bank Stadium, they were bundled up, jackets and scarves, downright cold outside on this November evening. But all good here inside as we welcome you to Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Tonight we've got a great Sunday night matchup on tap
between the Houston Oilers
taking on the Minnesota Vikings.
Hi again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And Charles, you look at this Vikings ball club. They come in losers of 2 straight, so they're trying to right the ship here a little bit.
They're teetering a little bit, aren't they? And now things could really go south if they lose this game, so they understand the importance of playing well and stopping this streak.
On the other side of the field for our visitors here, they're halfway home, looking good at a perfect 8-0.
And not much to complain about so far, is there? I'd have to say they're the best team in the NFL through the first half of the year.
And we will not see a run back on the opening kickoff. This will be a touchback.
So here's the Viking offense making their way out. And a glance at the tall signal caller, standing 6'6".
And last week's loss came despite a clean game on his end, throwing the ball with 2 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. His job this week is simple. Do it again. Continue to avoid turnovers and hope that what sunk them last week resolves itself this time around.
Throwing on first down. Dempsey. And a big loss here as he's taken down.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
We talked about prior to the game, and it played out right there on the first play, didn't it? This offensive line is going to have his hands full all night long.
Now, you often speak of scripts to start a game. Does this mean that play number 2, they're going to go off the script a little bit?
Yeah, what's interesting is that most people, when they script now, they actually script those contingencies in, okay, in case they can't run the play they want to. It's long distance now. Let's go to that play.
Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a 2nd and very long.
Channing Tindall in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Boy, how about this to start a ball game? That's twice in a row now, Charles, that they get to it.
And how often do we talk about offenses that operate off of a script to begin games? Feels like this defense had their script together on this one, and their script said put the quarterback down and do it fast.
Now the first carry for Cam Akers.
And not much there as he gets it up to about the 5-yard line. Call it a pickup of 3, and also now likely a punt on their opening drive.
Well, they got off the field on 3rd down. An excellent job, an excellent defensive series. We always talk about adjustments, and usually only at halftime. But the best teams adjust series to series. And on that series, they adjusted so well that they got the job done in fine style.
And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. So now you've got their offense coming out for the first time with great initial field position. And a glance at the man under center at 6'5", he always demands attention.
And if you go by the numbers, he's had a Pro Bowl type season. And maybe that's even selling him a little bit short. He's the NFL leader in touchdown passes to this point in the year. And with the end of the season not too far away, he's got his guys playing at a very high level.
On 1st and 10, here's Gibbs.
And he'll be brought down at about the 42. The tackle by Cole Holcomb.
So this game, Charles, you know, we talk about potential unbeaten seasons a lot. It feels like every year at some point in the season we talk about that. But this is one of those games where if you're unbeaten, you got to be careful. You can't take this one too lightly.
You're exactly right about that. And by rights, this should be a cakewalk. Almost a week off. Let the starters run up the score in the first half. Backups get to play in the second. But you and I both know that funny things sometimes happen when you think this way. So it's incumbent upon the starters to really play well to make it work for this team.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Off the option, here's Gibbs.
And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Williams, a man in motion right.
He'll get an opportunity with it on the touch pass.
And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1.
Holding offense.
That time the right guard sending him backwards.
And so many different types of guys rotate in on the defensive line now depending on situations. You can get the bulky guy, the fast guy. No matter what, though, you can't hold them.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Back to throw. Ortiz. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston.
Sam Laporta,
his 5th touchdown now on the year.
And the Oilers will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight.
Well, you've got to like that start on both sides of the football. You force the 3 and out, and then you score on your first drive.
Well, I know someone who doesn't like that start.
Well, yeah, the other side.
Yeah, they don't like that at all, right? This is not the way it's supposed to be. But what you just described, that's team football. All right, when you get a 3 and out, you're supposed to take advantage of it on the offensive side of the ball. You said, thank you very much for getting us to rock. Let's put it in the end zone, and they did exactly that.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25.
The Vikings taking the field here for their 2nd drive of the game.
These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out. I don't care who you put on him. He's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe need some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me.
And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. A big play there on the catch and run. And even 50 yards.
And normally when you think about huge field-flipping plays like this, it's that shifty slot receiver, that burner on the outside. Not here. That's a tight end doing work down the field. Where's the oxygen mask? He's going to need it after that one. A big, big play.
Going back to the same well, it's Hockenson again.
And he gets halfway home from the 10 to the 5 on a pickup of 5. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. Now a first carry here for their running back. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. It'll go as no gain on the play, and now they're looking at a 3rd and goal. They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown.
Cam Akers
from 6 yards away.
And the Vikings are within an extra point of tying up this ball game.
Extra point splits the uprights, and we are tied at 7. The drive summary that time, 5 plays, and it's polished off by a Viking score. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away.
Kene Nwangwu now out of his end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
So now we get set to see Houston for their 2nd drive of the ball game.
And you know, it's certainly a lot of football left to play. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're in first place in their division, looking really good and looking to be a threat come January.
And are you one of those early holiday shoppers, partner? Are you one of those guys get your list done? Because I think about what every team has on their holiday shopping list right now. What's the number 1 goal? Make the playoffs. Number 2, win your division. Number 3, and I think the biggest goal of all, try to get the number 1 seed so you get that first-round bye and ensure.
And that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown, Houston. Jamison Williams, his 25th touchdown, tying him at Smith for the 5th most in one season. And his guys have taken the lead.
Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, second year in the NFL. I don't know if last year as a rookie, if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that. So he continued to survey the field, picked up another target, delivered a pass exactly where it needed to be. A very mature play for the second-year quarterback.
What's good on the extra point? Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. Ready for the second quarter, and it's our visitors with the football as they've got it as we resume action. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback.
Their quarterback leading this offense back out. He threw a touchdown pass last time they had it. And he'll look to get him in the end zone again here as they start with a first down.
Throwing to start the drive. Dempsey airing it out, looking for Ridley. And that's caught inside the 30. A big play there for Minnesota. 72 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
A big play to start the drive got him in this position, but this defense has held firm since, and now it's 3rd and goal. They push forward, but I don't think it's enough. He's going to be about a yard short. He needed 3. He got 2. Now that'll set up an interesting situation here on 4th and a yard.
Well, let's see what they do. They're knocking on the door here in the second quarter.
And you know what you look at on your play sheet? Your 2-point conversion plays, because you've drawn up a number of them in today's football. You don't just have 1 or 2 for the game. You have more like 6 or 7.
And it's caught in the end zone for the Viking touchdown by Justin Jefferson. A 1-yard touchdown pass. And the Vikings' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points.
Extra point right down the middle. And we are tied at 14. 5 plays there on that drive.
And it was all capped off by Justin Jefferson's touchdown reception.
Now a hit and a loose football. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy, because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Off the play fake. Ortiz. He's airing it out for Williams. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
I've got a good friend in football who always talks about predictive history. He's got one of their 2 touchdowns. You can understand why they tried to find him again. Weren't able to connect, but the thought, that was good.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. They pick up 12 on the play, and the chains move.
Straight ahead with Gibbs here.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
And now here's a deep shot that's complete. A huge play there for Houston. 47 yards.
Despite writing it down on my notes, I never give enough credit to the offensive line, and we have to here. The protection, that's what made this play a success. Quarterback had to wait for his crossing route to develop, and that takes a little bit of extra time. Excellent job by the big fellas up front.
Now a nice play defensively on first down as this is knocked away and incomplete.
Here's 2nd and 10. Not liking the look. They'll change the play.
Ortiz now off the play fake.
And he is going to be taken down. They got him. As that is going to take us to the 2-minute warning.
Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone.
And that will be incomplete. No one's scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Now Lutz for the field goal try. Maybe a 49-yard attempt from the left hash.
The kick by Lutz is good.
And they take a 17-14 lead.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
Minnesota's offense takes over possession.
And they'll be looking to build off of a nice drive last time, a drive that really relied on the quarterback.
Making good decisions, distributing the ball well, distributing it accurately, keeping it away from danger. A really nicely run drive.
But now the defense, what adjustments do they need to make in the passing game?
Pass rush, pass rush, pass rush. Lots of guys up front, or maybe you bring additional guys, but you've got to disrupt the timing of them throwing the
And we'll
football.
see if they can disrupt it here. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. First down now, but that clock rolling. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
He's 2nd in the NFL in interceptions, and you understand why. He plays a game of great intelligence, understands positioning, and has a great ability to break on the football when it's in the air.
So fun to watch his closing speed, and another example of it on that play. They'll look to throw again.
Looking for Ridley on the out route. He's got him.
They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down.
Here's Corliss Waitman now.
And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line.
Back out comes this offense now late in this first half.
And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that could change things in a big way. I say go ahead.
And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, Houston.
Jamison Williams
with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half.
And the Oilers will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
A nice throw there by the 2nd-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a 2nd and sometimes 3rd progression. That was a nice play.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback.
The Vikings going to take over now late in this first half. Well, not much time remains here in this first half. We'll see if they can get something out of this drive, at least a field goal. They could certainly use it Down by 2 scores. Middle of the field to Jefferson. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. A 1st and 10 here, and you know, if they could just get 3 out of this, something about whittling it to a 1-score game at half that might provide a psychological boost. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Looking to throw. Dempsey over the middle. That's caught by Ridley. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Back to throw again. Going underneath, he's got Hawkinson. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Again, he'll drop to throw. And that is incomplete. Blanketed coverage by Houston. Makes it 4th down. That is the first time that they've targeted him that he has not come down with a catch.
He's caught everything that's been thrown his way. A dominant pass receiver that can break down any defense, because when he's doing that kind of work, it really hurts you on the back end.
And even though it's an incompletion there, I think they're going back to that well. And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. They're able to keep the drive alive, 7 yards that time, and the decision to go for it proves to be a good one. Now the Vikings will send out the special teams crew here for a field goal try. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the 1st half. So the decision is to go for 3, and the field goal unit comes on now. From the right hash, this from 48. And this one is right down the middle. And this is back down to a 7-point game. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the 2nd half.
And he'll be stopped up at the 25. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And with 10 seconds left, not really enough time to put something together. Wide open is Watkins. He's got it. Yeah, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. And with just 4 seconds left in this 1st half, a timeout call. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. The kick by Lutz is good, and that will do it for this 1st half. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game. Halftime over, no problem with us. We skip right to the 3rd quarter and continue this midseason contest. And we welcome you back now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis on Brandon Glenn, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. Nwangu now from his end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Jamison Williams out onto the field as his guys take over on offense. A monster game so far, 3rd quarter. He is lighting up the stat sheet.
And so many times when you see these types of games, you hear about the quarterback, or we talk about the quarterback throwing guys open, putting it in the right spot. How about some credit for the receivers,
Absolutely.
though, who find ways to get open, whether they uncover late in the route or they get open early, but they just always find a way. And he's having that type of a game.
Yeah, he's been nearly impossible to cover.
Already over 1,000 yards receiving this season. That catch is just going to add to his total. Certainly not resting on his laurels. He's trying to continue to gain as many yards as possible and continue this big season.
Now a give to Gibbs, running left. Well, they nearly sprung him that time as he takes this all the way down to the 37.
This game not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll go again with Gibbs. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
On 2nd down, here's Gibbs.
A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Now Ortiz on 3rd and 2. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. A great play there. 29 yards.
And the Oilers add 6 to their lead. Boy, he has been fun to watch throwing the football in this one. It's certainly not fun for that defense, though, Charles. Now up to 4 touchdown passes in this ball game.
Yeah, we're supposed to be neutral, but I'm feeling their pain right now because he has absolutely carved up this secondary. A clinic on how to attack a defense and take them out of the game.
Lutz with the extra point, and that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. It's the Vikings' turn on offense. We get ready for their first possession of the second half. Throwing to start the drive. Dempsey toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up.
So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside.
On first down, Dempsey going underneath. He's got Hawkinson, and he'll get nothing out of that one. So he stopped for no gain, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window, well, he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. A big play there for Minnesota. 47 yards.
And the offense is saying to itself right now, if only they were all this easy, because he was wide open. And once he made the catch, plenty of room to work his way downfield. That was a breakdown on the defensive side of the ball, one that they want to fix immediately.
Back to throw. Dempsey.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
Looking to throw. Dempsey.
Quick throw there is incomplete.
They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise. Because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
2 incompletions haven't moved him any closer. And likely throwing again, you'd have to think on 3rd and goal here. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line.
Will Anderson in there to get him for a loss of 3, and it will be 4th down.
Now the Vikings will send out the special teams crew here for a field goal try from 28 yards out. And his kick is indeed good, and that will close the gap down to 14.
So the response to that touchdown on the other side to begin the 3rd quarter. Look, just 3 points, but still a response nonetheless.
You're exactly right about that, because I think you needed to answer back with something, even though it's not 6. Just enough to send the message that says, hey, we're not going away.
And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. But Jamison Williams out onto the field as his guys take over on offense.
For him, what an accomplishment in this game, surpassing the 2,000-yard mark. And all the time we talk about these guys out wide like him that are so athletic and can do so many things. But take us a little deeper. How has he done it this year?
Well, you helped with this because when we sat down with him before the game and discussed his season, and you said to him, okay, I have a vision that you, similar to a pitcher, change up a lot of things, right? Different arm angles, different slots that a pitcher would do. You do that with your route running and all that. And I loved his response. He said, yeah, I do that. But one of his best friends is a world-ranked tennis player. And he talked about serves and how you change up, take pace off, do different things. And he incorporated that into his route running. We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
Glad to have you with us from Minneapolis. Third quarter here, 2nd and 10. Going underneath, Gibbs has it.
And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line.
9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. The medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break.
2 first downs have them up to the 41 now for 1st and 10.
Now they'll change things up.
Now a play fake here on 1st down.
A short pass here taken in by Laporta.
And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. A 14-yard gain there as they look to improve this 14-point lead.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Nice progress down the field was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. Touchdown, Houston.
Jamison Williams
With a milestone career touchdown number 100. Joining Curtis Martin and Franco Harris at the century mark as he continues to climb the all-time list.
And the Oilers are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this third quarter.
Lutz will look to add the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So that drives 7 plays in length.
And it was Jamison Williams wrapping things up with a touchdown.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This is 3rd and 7.
Oh, it's intercepted. He was trying to get it to Ridley. Picked off by Caleb Farley.
And they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line. Another solid game-changing play for this defense with the interception. At this point, though, I don't know that it's game-changing. I mean, they've got this one in firm control.
And you always hear about, you know, those stories about someone left their game plan behind and maybe you benefit from it. I'm not going to say that that happened, but they certainly have appeared on defense to be a step ahead this entire game. Guys are always in the right spot.
It's caught at the 10. Touchdown. A big play there. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far.
And the Oilers add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. So still throwing here in the fourth quarter with a pretty sizable lead, and now that lead even more sizable. And if nothing else here, CD, a chance to pile on some stats before this one wraps up, and he did just that.
Brandon, convention tells us it's time for them to get off the gas a little bit, right? But you and I both know the receivers don't want them to because, as you noted, this is their chance to pile on the stats. If they got their way, they try to get every single spot in the depth chart points before this game is over.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
And now out comes Minnesota.
And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the fourth quarter. This would be their 3rd straight defeat.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. First down yardage on the first play of the drive, 14 yards. Operating from the gun, Dempsey. And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. Second down. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
The second down attempt there knocked down as it leaves the quarterback's hand, and it's incomplete.
My man's getting a little loose with the football there, right? Interception before, almost had one here. He's got to start taking better care of it.
Yeah, really should have been back-to-back drives with interceptions. He's lucky there.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 47. Back to throw. Dempsey.
We're looking for Jefferson, but this is intercepted. Picked off by Reek Woolen.
And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line.
Well, offensively, Charles, hard to put a silver lining on this one. No secret that they had to take chances with a score where it is, and it leads to a turnover.
I love how you paint the picture, partner, because you're exactly right about that one. Look at the empty stairs on that sideline. This is one of those games where you just want to go crawl under a rock until it's over.
He's airing it out for Williams. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in.
Partner, you and I have struggled with this for years. You've got the lead. Just take care of the football and burn some of that clock. But there's something to be said for not taking your foot off the gas as well, because you can never have too big of a cushion. That one, though, falls incomplete.
Trying the left side with Gibbs.
And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
They do get 12, but they'll be marked short. And that leads to a 4th down.
With that last completion, CDs now over 400 yards passing in the game, and quite a few of those have come via some pretty big strikes downfield. Certainly not afraid to challenge this secondary, and it's been successful.
I like your observation there, partner, because I agree. This is a group More than capable of torching a secondary any week, as evidenced by their combined stat line here. And in the time we have remaining, wouldn't shock me at all to see them take another deep.
Fights through a narrow crease. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. Not often do fourth down conversions result in 23 yards, but that's the case here. First down.
Gibbs straight ahead.
And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from walking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
He was over 100 receiving last week. He's over 100 now this week, as he's got a first down as well.
From the gun, Gibbs will get it.
And bulldozing his way through. And so close, he gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there.
66 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times.
This is going to sound crazy, but that type of a carry, big-time run, actually brings a high and a low to it. The high, of course, is the run. But the low, he didn't quite get to the end zone, just short of the pylon.
And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Another touchdown here in the fourth quarter, and Charles, I think we can start to consider that this undefeated streak of theirs is going to be safe for another week.
And partner, you don't make it this far into a season without a loss unless you're getting contributions from both sides of the ball, and sometimes even your special teams, and that's been true today. Each side helping guide them to this late lead.
Lutz to try to add the PAT. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So that one, an 8-play drive. It spans 75 yards. And the result, a Houston touchdown. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25.
There's a glimpse of Justin Jefferson, the wide receiver, as he and the Minnesota Vikings return back here on offense.
And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this? But it's usually not by himself, is it? Right. Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Throwing again. Dempsey.
Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
To throw on 3rd down. Dempsey.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
On 1st and 10, Dempsey.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
But at this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end.
And he'll take this forward for about 5 as we have come upon the 2-minute warning.
5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They face a 3rd down now as they try to find a late score. Looking to throw. Dempsey.
And he had to reach for that one, but can't grab it. It's behind him, and it's incomplete.
How about this defense? They came up with a couple big plays in this sequence, and none better than the one right there, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. This is taken at about the 14. It'll be a 39-yard punt, 4 on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
Out comes a Houston offense as they get set to take over here.
Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would have,
It's caught inside the 25.
And he's going to step out of bounds all the way down at the 20.
A huge play there for Houston. 61 yards.
And this has been the story all night long. They just came out firing and have not backed off, even with the big fourth quarter lead. Here's another completion for big yardage.
So the field flips here as they'll go to work at the 20 now on 1st and 10. Now it looks like he'll throw here. He'll hit Watkins on the crossing route. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. Mark that as a gain of 16 to set him up 1st and goal.
Well, fans expect these primetime slots to deliver some of the best games each week. And, well, one team has certainly followed through with that tonight. Just an absolute clinic, Charles, on offense here. And they don't seem to be done trying to drive that football.
Yeah, and continue your theme about one team enjoying it. One fan base is enjoying it as well. The other fan base, they might disagree with what they've seen, but the one that's winning, they're certainly getting their money's worth.
Ortiz looking to throw on 2nd down. And give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues.
Well, business as usual for them. Well on their way to another victory. Riding a serious wave of momentum from what we've seen. And so far, they haven't met their match. So if you're going to play this team in the future, your mission is clear. You better be ready to play and match their firepower.
Lutz will look to add the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So that drive, 4 plays. And the result, a Houston touchdown. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25.
The Vikings offense now, they get ready to head back on the field.
Facing a big fourth quarter deficit here, things not looking good. You know, this offense, though, they've been in the top half of the NFL so far this season, but in this one, well, their defense has really struggled.
Throwing on 1st down. Dempsey. And his throw is incomplete.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make 2nd down, 2nd and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. To throw again. Dempsey.
This is caught by Addison.
And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. 13 yards as the Vikings pick up the 1st down. Back to throw. Dempsey. Catch is made by Hawkinson, the tight end. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it's 2nd down.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage.
Throw left side, taken in by Jefferson.
And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45.
A higher scoring game, Charles, than we typically see in the National Football League, but fun to watch these offenses. They were really clicking. It seemed like everything that they dialed up worked.
Yeah, it certainly was fun to watch from our perspective. How'd you like to be those defensive coaches, though? That wasn't a blast for them at all. And let's face it, they all game plan, they all scout, they all think they're prepared, but executing and stopping teams, that's another matter entirely.
So for Houston, the train just keeps rolling. 9-0 now to start this campaign. And they will head back home